Okay, Scorpio. So, what's happening? What's popping? Let's talk about it. I hope that you guys can see the cards, and if you can't, I'll hold them up. So, we just really want to jump right into it. But before we do, and the cards are already shuffled, I am just going to just probably toss them around one more time for you guys on camera, and then cut them, and we'll jump right into your reading. I just feel like pulling the cards, however I'm gonna pull them today, and then whatever comes out, we'll just read that as far as what's going on. I'm aiming for these to be love readings, but you know, if anything else comes out, we can talk about that. So let's just take a look at the astrology really quick, and I could go through it, but I'm just gonna talk about, I can go through it offhand, but I'm just pulling the ephemeris just to talk about some key planetary changes that'll happen in March as we get into April. So before I really even look at the ephemeris, you guys know we have the sun in Pisces. Pisces opposite is Virgo, so we did have that. What was it? New moon in Virgo, if I'm not mistaken. Let me see, or was that new moon in Pisces? Maybe it was a new moon in Pisces and then a full moon in Virgo. You guys know it goes one of those ways around. It was either new moon in Pisces and a full moon in Virgo. I think that's what it was. When was the full moon? 1 second, guys. I just wanted to see. But anyway, we've kind of gotten past that full moon time. But Mercury did go into retrograde in Pisces, and I'm going to do like a whole nother video about that, because I had wrote a post on my Instagram the day that Mercury went retrograde in Pisces, which was on March the 5th. And I just talked about how communication will be getting more emotional. Communication is going to be difficult. To me, Mercury retrogrades aren't always as difficult as depending on who you are, and just depending on where things fall in your chart. If Mercury is your ruler, you know, whatever the case. I'm a Cancer, so it always affects me, because, well, not the Mercury in retrograde, I was thinking of the full moons, but just depending on what's going on in your chart, you know, that may affect you more or less. And I say Mercury retrograde probably always affects me is because I have a Mercury retrograde in my natal chart. But sometimes it's not as bad for me, I feel like, because I was born with Mercury in retrograde. But I was saying that this Mercury retrograde in Pisces was going to be difficult, because it's a very difficult place for Mercury. Mercury falls in Pisces. Mercury falls in Pisces and Sagittarius. It's at a detriment in Pisces and Sagittarius, because those are the opposite signs from Gemini and Virgo, which Mercury rules, and it falls in Pisces. So it's not a good place for Mercury to be. So it's not just like Mercury's going retrograde in the area of the zodiac that Mercury can kind of handle well. Maybe it just gets to slow down and relax. Mercury in Pisces is not a good place, period. And then for it to go in retrograde, I think there's a really a dichotomy. There's really some antagonism. There's a push and pull between things moving quick in the mental processes and then the emotions, and really getting caught and stuck in some things that are involved with just spirituality, emotions going inside. So with personal beliefs and things like that. So it's kind of like beliefs versus logic and certain things like that. And a good example of that is, and we'll talk about this because I definitely want to pull up his chart and do a video on his chart, the whole R. Kelly thing. I had wrote a post on the 5th, and this is before the R. Kelly interview came out with Gayle King, Oprah's best friend. And I talked about how it's going to be difficult. It's definitely going to be difficult for Virgo, I think, most of all. Then maybe Gemini just have a little difficulty. But I don't think it's going to be as difficult for Gemini as it is for Virgo. Gemini and Pisces is a more complementary energy to me, although it's still difficult for Mercury. So regardless, Gemini is going to have their difficulties and their hiccups. It just depends where this is happening in the chart. I think Virgo, because they are so communicative and analytical, are just going to have issues overall. and then depends on where it falls for you is going to depend on how difficult it is for you. But with Virgo treating the other earth signs, I felt like earth signs may have had some difficulty getting through this as well, along with some of the water signs, but not as much difficulty as Pisces, I believe. So right after I wrote this post, my girlfriend had like texted me an hour later and said all the computers had went down at her job, which that hadn't happened before. She has a new job and she hadn't been there that long, but the computers had never been down, and it's so funny that she texted me that right after I made this post. So then I had sent her the post so she could read it, and I really was getting into the Mercury retrograde in Pisces and how difficult it could possibly be. And in one of my examples, when I wrote my post on Mercury retrograde in Pisces, I wrote about the Malaysian airline that disappeared. That happened in a Mercury retrograde in Pisces shadow period. I believe that was back in like 2014 or something like that. And that plane disappeared, and that's one of the biggest mysteries that they have not solved to this day. I mean, in aviation history, not just in our time, but in aviation history. That's one of the greatest aviation mysteries, when that Malaysian flight completely disappeared. And I know you guys remember that from 4 or 5 years ago. And then it's crazy because I was reading something, I think it was Friday. Oh, I think it was either Friday or Saturday. Ethiopian airline flight, I think with like 150 passengers, went down and killed everybody. And that has happened during the Mercury retrograde. And yes, things happen to planes that sometimes, but it's not common that planes just crash. So that happened during this Mercury retrograde, which you guys know is not the best time for travel. 1 second, because my battery's dying. Which is not the best time for travel. And then another thing that happened when I was talking about the R. Kelly, which is why I want to do a separate video, is because guys, I've never seen a now Capricorns can go off. If you're close to a Capricorn, you've probably seen them cry before. There's such a it's so funny, the King of Pentacles just turned over as I'm talking about Capricorns. But it's so funny that they're very strong, but they can be soft inside. Of course, their Cancer's opposite, so that makes a lot of sense. But I've never seen a Capricorn be as emotional publicly as I saw R. Kelly in that interview with Gayle King. I mean, he was on 100. He passed level 20, guys. He was on 100. That's how turned up and emotional and crying and out of control he was. And that's very uncharacteristic for an earth sign. So, especially a Capricorn or a Taurus. Virgo is more mutable energy, so you may see a Virgo act crazy and get wild. But that's very out of character for a Capricorn and a Taurus. And I had to tell my friend, this is a perfect example. This is Mercury retrograde in Pisces in the flesh. This whole R. Kelly interview with Gayle King. And out of all the years, I mean, you're talking 10, 15, 20 years this saga has been going on with R. Kelly. You've never seen him do an interview like that. But it's even worse for him because he's actually got, if I'm recalling correctly, he's actually, and this is why I said it's worth doing a whole nother video, especially for the Capricorns this year, because if you guys don't recall, and you probably do recall because I'm sure you had a rough time in January when it happened, when there was a lunar eclipse. I believe it was a lunar eclipse in January in the sign of Capricorn, and then we're going to have the solar eclipse in July, which is a big deal for me because it falls like dead ass so close to my birthday. So Capricorns were having a difficult time already. So for R. Kelly's chart, I believe he has Saturn in Pisces. Mercury is retrograding there. And then he had that in opposition with his natal Saturn was in Pisces. And then he had an opposition with his natal, I want to say Pluto and Uranus, maybe. No, it's not Pluto and Uranus. I believe it's Pluto and something else. He has a natal opposition, or they're in the opposite houses. So his chart was just screaming out everything that he's going through right now. And then in April, when we get upon April, Pluto and Saturn are going to retrograde in Capricorn. So he's got his natal Saturn in Pisces, but then he's got, right now, he's got his transit Saturn and Pluto in his sign. So it's just difficult this year. And I think, a lot of Capricorns are going through a lot of the blues this year. So that's just all I had to say really about that Mercury retrograde. Let's see. Jupiter is going to go retrograde, but that's not until April. It's on the 10th. So right now, Jupiter is direct in Sagittarius. So you guys may be really traveling, being able to explore, getting higher education. Jupiter is bringing a lot of things and a lot of knowledge to light, things that have to do with the spirituality as well. So I guess it's a good time for Mercury to be over there in Pisces. Now, Mercury is retrograde in Pisces, but it's going to go direct on the 28th. So Mercury will be in Pisces, and it'll be retrograding until the 28th. Now, it's going to go direct on the 28th, but it's going to stay in Pisces until the 18th of April. That's when it's going to go. It's going to be at 0 degrees of Aries on the 18th of April. It's going to go direct. So that's still, there's going to be more time for you guys to look into spirituality and really get in touch with your deeper self and the things you keep hitting, maybe any addictions or anything that are going on. You just kind of want to clean up health-wise or otherwise. And then Venus is currently in Aquarius, and Venus is going to be in Aquarius until the end of the month, until the 27th. Then it's going to be in Pisces. So that should be a good energy. If I'm not mistaken, I believe Venus is exalted in Pisces. We do have Mars in Taurus right now. So Mars is in Taurus, and Mars is going to be in Taurus until, let me just make sure I got that right. Yes, Mars is in Taurus. I don't know why I felt like that was Aries, but it's Taurus. Yeah, Mars is in Taurus. But why do I have the 1st of April? Oh yeah, it's in Gemini. I don't know why I was thinking it was Pisces. I was saying, no, that's not right, because on the 1st of April, it's saying it goes into Pisces. No, it goes into Gemini on the 1st of April. So Mars is still in Taurus, so you guys may really be obsessed about your possessions. You may be working hard and all of that good stuff right now with that Mars in Taurus. Like I said, Saturn and Pluto are in Capricorn. Uranus, you guys know it's in Taurus now. It's going to be in the 0 degrees of Taurus, to 0 to the 1 degrees of Taurus for the remainder of March. So that's a big deal, guys, and especially depending on where Uranus is in your chart. A planet that takes a long time to move like that, changing signs and being at the 0 degree is a big deal. So Scorpio, you guys might feel that with Taurus being, with Taurus being your opposite sign. That's going to be some big changes. It might be changes to your relationship, Scorpio, with that, with in general, depending on the time you were born, considering if you're a Scorpio rising with Taurus being over there on your 7th house. So maybe just contracts that you have with people, relationships, friendships, marriages, things are going to be changing. The relationships you have with your kids, things are going to be changing for you in the coming years. And you're finally going to start seeing that shift, Scorpio. And I say even changes with yourself or your look. You may decide on a new style or something like that, Scorpio. So that's basically where the planets are. Let's see. We didn't talk about Neptune, but Neptune is still in Pisces. So it's just a whole clusterfuck going on over there in Pisces with that Mercury in retrograde in Pisces, with the Sun in Pisces, and with Neptune in Pisces. So, guys, a lot of people are out of control. They going crazy, their mind might not be right. So I say, keep your opinions to yourself. Don't get too volatile. Give the mutable signs, Gemini, Sagittarius, Pisces, and Virgo some space this month. Don't get on their nerves, because they got some things going on. So that's just a little word to the wise to Scorpio and anybody who is cross-watching. I'm going to use these cards, but right now, let's just see what's going on with these. And like I said, guys, I just want to see what the deal is. Oh, Scorpio. Oh, Scorpio, you are leaving a home. You are breaking up. You are coming out of a relationship. You've been fighting. You are at a loss. It caused you to lose money. You definitely have a legal divorce on paper. You got bad news, bad messages, a bad sign. Somebody broke the trust. Somebody cheated. Somebody broke up a home. Somebody found out you were getting to know somebody else. Or maybe you were getting to know somebody and you used to trust them. This could go either way. So, Scorpio, if you're watching, this is for whatever Scorpio is watching, and you interpret the story how it fits your life. If it isn't you doing these things, and it's your partner or whatever situation you're in. I feel like somebody found you talking to or getting to know somebody else, and you guys are breaking up. They put you out the home. It has ruined your home. It fucked with your money. Drinks may have been involved. You guys may have been going out. You guys may have an issue with alcoholism, drinking and eating too much, and it caused you to do something that was, I was going to say, is out of your character, but it could be in your character too. You know what I mean? But I feel like you guys don't want to leave the home. So whatever situation that you have, whatever you have going on at home is going to go one of two ways. If you're the person that cheated and you broke somebody's heart, Scorpio, you guys could be dealing with a Gemini out there. You could be in relationships with a Gemini, a Sagittarius, Aries, Capricorn, Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius. Sagittarius and Pisces are the signs I really see that you guys could be dealing with. So another air sign, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, a Sagittarius, or Pisces, or of course you guys could be dealing with any of the fire signs or any of the earth signs. So that's Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, and Leo, Aries, Sagittarius. But I see for the most part, most of you are probably dealing with a Gemini, a Sagittarius, or a Pisces. And somebody definitely cheated, and somebody moved away, and there was an argument. There was a fight, but somebody didn't put up much of a fight. So if you got caught, may not be the first time you got caught cheating. This may not be the first time you got caught doing something dishonest, and your partner may have left you in a blink of an eye, and you don't even know what happened. Maybe you came home and all the stuff was moved out. You know, it's like, and I can't even say you feel attacked. I think you just know you're wrong. You know you're wrong, but I see so much having to do with breakups, leaving, no offer, turning something down, arguing. Something could even happen to your house. I mean, maybe something weather-wise or something like that. But for some reason, you had to leave your house. For some reason, a decision was made because you moved too fast. Maybe you moved too fast with a relationship, because this could be a relationship you're in. It could be a relationship that you overlooked some things. You either moved too fast and now you got to break up. Or it could be a relationship that you were in for a long time, 10 or more years. And, you know, you just had to turn down something having to do with this relationship. And you kind of had to walk away, or you got cut down, or some information you found out just cut you because you really just didn't have any idea. I feel a big element of surprise, things going on behind somebody's back, fighting, arguing. If it isn't, it could be a threesome partnership, or maybe both partners just feel like they've been left out in the cold. You're trying to hold on to something that's just no longer working, and you're definitely moving away. You're definitely going away, because this is something that you keep going through and that keeps happening time and time and time again. But somebody found out something and they're so mad that they don't even want to argue. They don't even want to fight. I mean, in this spread, almost every single card in this spread came out in reverse, besides the Seven of Wands and the Tower. So it's definitely a fight, a stand your ground moment. You may want to keep your home, or maybe you were trying to keep your home, but you just realized the dam has just let loose and you can't keep going like you have been going. And then something happens and it just totally moves you in another direction. And it's no communication. It's no communication. It's no opportunity. It's no chance. It's like, so Scorpio, somebody's not giving you another chance, and you're just unhappy at this point in time. You're very unhappy and unfulfilled and broke. You know what I mean? So Scorpio, you could have had a big bill come along and just take a lot of money out your pocket, something you didn't know about, or you got communication about at the very last minute, and now all of a sudden you've got to make a change. You know, you might have to take equity out of your home. You may have to get a home loan. You may have to do something to, you know, make a change. And I just feel like you've been fighting this Sagittarius. Or this Gemini left you high and dry and just moved on. You know what I'm saying? Something is going on like that, Scorpio. And again, it could be another air sign altogether, a Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius. Somebody's funds are really fucked up. Somebody's funds are really fucked up. And I believe I just got that 7 of Wands again. The 7 of Spring. Be assertive. Don't back down from what you believe. Courageously stand up for yourself. So a need to stand up, defend yourself. That's the point I'm getting. It's a need to defend yourself from something that's going on this month. Something you got caught in. Something you found out about somebody else. You could have found out somebody else has been cheating on this all this time, or they've got some other activities, or they haven't been being honest, Scorpio. You could have found that out. And you just pissed. And you might feel stuck. I see a lot of, it's like people leaving, but they not actually going nowhere. So maybe somebody keeps saying they leaving, or somebody keeps saying they're gonna do something, but it's nobody's actually moving nowhere. Like nobody's moving. There is no movement on these cards. Everybody seems to be going backwards or not paying attention or looking in the wrong direction. And before I started this video, I'm so sorry about this. Before I started this video, because I hopped into the astrology, but the message that I had for Scorpios was you want somebody to see you in your true light. That's the message that was coming through for Scorpio. It's like you feel like you've been seen unclearly or unfairly, and you don't feel like somebody is seeing you in the right light, and you want to make yourself clear to somebody, Scorpio. Clear about who you are, what you are, and where you stand in the whole situation. And then with the Fairy Oracle deck, I don't know if this is an Oracle deck, Tarot deck, or what. I believe it's by Dorian Virtue, though. You got the Princess of Autumn. So you're working hard. You're trying to make some money. You're trying to do something in career. But I feel like somehow when it comes to the home, it all fell through. So even if you're doing well in your career and you're making money and you're getting established and stable in your career, something at home is combating the good. So if you're having good in your career, because you could be having bad in your career too. I see a loss of money. But I feel like the money, the negative side may not be coming so much from the job. The negative side is coming from bills or something that happened in the home. Maybe you had to replace a roof. Maybe you had to replace a window. Maybe you had to replace some things. Maybe some money was taken out of the home. That's what I'm seeing. There's something going on with the home and money. Maybe you have to move, or a partner has to move. Because that's what I see. Because some information is going to come in. Somebody's going to make a decision. It's like you're going to have to face something, and it's going to take your money or tie into your money. Because I got the Princess of Winter. You got to be realistic and truthful. And I think that is what's going on. But once you find out more information, and the card says information that can help you, but which may also be difficult to hear. Speaking the truth with kindness, an indigo child or adult. And if this isn't truth that's coming into you, it's truth you have to deliver to someone else, because right now you don't know. Like I said, I saw a lot of things in reverse, but I didn't see people actually moving or walking away. But I see that they want to, and I think somebody is thinking about it. Somebody is thinking about it, but then you are, so mentally you're far off. You're off in la la land somewhere because you can't believe, or whatever the situation is you have to deal with. So you might not see the movement now, but you will see it. This is the Hermit card, the number 9. So not quite closing that chapter and being able to move forward, but getting right to the brink where you can. This says find or be a mentor. Take a break from society, a commitment to your spiritual growth. So if you need to talk to somebody, do that. And like I said, this Mercury and Pisces season, this Neptune and Pisces, is a much more spiritual time. So you may need to go inside, think deep, and really have a honest, truthful conversation with someone when the time is right, Scorpio. And then you got the 4 of Summer. The 4 of Summer says being distracted and failing to see a magical opportunity, taking someone or something for granted, discontentment with life. And that's what this whole spread talks to me about. Just not, hit my battery, just not being happy with anything. That's why I said you could be doing good in your career, but I just see just being disappointed and unhappy with everything. You don't know where to turn, where to look. It seems all bad, or you just got yourself in a jam, Scorpio. But honesty, communication, and standing up for yourself and speaking your truths can get you out of this. But first you got to realize what those truths are. And you got the Moon card. So you have to go inside to figure out your truth. And information will be revealed in time when the time is right. And it says powerful intuitive epiphanies, letting go of worry and fear, understanding the truth of a situation. So you may be seeing things more clearly now than you have in the past, Scorpio. You may be seeing things more clearly now than you have in the past, and you may be having some epiphanies or some thoughts and some unconscious or conscious thoughts about things that have transpired and have happened in the past. So it may be some things that you've been through that you really are, that's really starting to hit you now, and you realizing the part you played or whatever accountability that you want to take. But right now, I feel like you don't have any trust in the partnership or whatever's going on. You feel like you don't really know a person like you thought that you knew them, or this could be vice versa, where this person feels like that about you. And it's going to take a lot of forgiving and learning, or thinking back on the past and forgiving yourself for what you've been through in the past to get ahead in your current situation and relationship. Even if it's work, you just want to pertain it to that. You guys need to do some soul searching and figure out what it is that you really want, and how you're going to go about getting that in a righteous way, in a good way, in a way that doesn't hurt anybody, in a way that isn't about taking out revenge on anybody or getting anybody back, because karma is going to be all the revenge that you need, Scorpio, and you don't want to stress your life out anymore than it already is. So that's my reading for Scorpio. If you guys want to talk, if you want to let me know what you've been going through, I do reply to my comments, so please leave a comment below. Come check in the description box, check out my website, and for a personal reading you can hit me up at tarothelpnow@gmail.com. And I thank you guys for watching Frequency Girl Radio. This is your girl Madam X, and I'm up out of here. See ya. Scorpio, I'm sorry. So I tell you all the issues and I tell you all the problems, but I don't give you anything to help you deal with that. So let's do that. This is the crystals deck. And this deck is new, and I have not used the deck but one time, which was for Cancer's reading. And what I did was I didn't shuffle it, and since it's right out of the box, I'm just picking cards. And until I pick a card for all of the videos I'm going to do this month in March, then I'll shuffle it and I'll start using it all mixed up and things like that. But because it's new, I don't really want to shuffle it. Now the card I'm not going to give you is the hematite that's on the front or the quartz that's on the back, because I can see these cards. I know hematite is the first card and quartz is the last. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to kind of spread these out, because I don't know this deck. I only know them as I pick the cards. Don't use this deck, just pick one card for Cancer. I opened the deck on camera on their video. So, and I'm just going to pick like something random. Like I'm not going to have any idea what card I'm picking, but this is a crystal to help you with the things that you're dealing with this month. So whatever you're going through, this stone is going to help you work through that and give you the energy and the healing that you need to be able to keep your sanity and just bring you that healing in the best possible way. So, oh, this is beautiful. And this is an amethyst. And check that out, Scorpio. So I'm sending you lots of healing and lots of love. And you guys just saw me pick a totally random card. I don't have any idea all the crystals that are in this deck. And you got amethyst. If you guys are interested in purchasing this amethyst, this is one of the few amethysts I have. And it's very, very beautiful. I go and I hand pick stones from different places. And this one, I picked it to sell, but I wasn't going to put it on my website because I think the amethyst is so beautiful. It's got like a part of the stone is aqua, through here is gray. It has the clear amethyst, the purple amethyst, and then it's stone on the bottom. And it's a really, really beautiful stone. And I wasn't going to sell this. But if there's a Scorpio out there who really needs it, hit me up. I'll sell it to you guys for a good price. I don't think I'm going to put that on my website. But the card is amethyst. So guys, you can go and get you an amethyst stone, like I was saying to the Cancer in the Cancer video. If you don't have a stone shop or New Age shop in your area, or crystal shop, you can go to stores like TJ Maxx, Marshalls, places like that. They have necklaces and jewelry that may have stones on it sometimes, so you can get it that way. So you can find other things. It doesn't have to be just a stone. You could wear it in your rings, your necklace, your jewelry. But this may be a stone that's good for Scorpio to have and for you guys to keep this month and going forward and make it a part of your crystal collection. And it says, the card says amethyst. What is it? It is what is it? Amethyst is a lilac to dark purple, semi-precious gemstone from the quartz family. The ancient Romans believed amethyst got its lush purple color when the god Bacchus spilled wine on a clear stone. Today, amethyst is believed to assist in connecting with uh, the big guy in the sky. We just talked, so that means connecting with God. We talked about you guys needing to go in. You always are in, but you really need to think deep and spiritually, not from I'm Scorpio, I don't do any wrong and everybody wrongs me, but I'm Scorpio. What part did I play in these things? What's my fault? What lessons did I learn? And that kind of deep going inside is what I mean, Scorpio. And it says, who need it? Train wrecks who go off the rails on the wet and wild route to Bacchanalia. Any Pisces. Almost say this in every video. When I read cards, it almost makes me want to cry. I have such a reverence for the universe, whatever the spirit is or whatever the entity is that we call God, because it all connects so deeply. I spent a lot of time in this video talking about Mercury and Pisces, and when it says who needs this, it has, a little off the cuff vernacular, but basically, if you don't understand what I read, it's saying anybody who may feel hot-headed, you may be in some turmoil or a train wreck. I had that Tower card, or something has happened that sets you off kilter and you feel like you're just numb and you may lose it, or you're in a difficult time or in arguments with folks. And it says in any Pisces because Pisces, they have a deep connection with spirit and with God, but sometimes they can just be crazy with their mutable energy and really go off the beaten path and do crazy things, which connects them even higher to their spirituality, because that's what Pisces are usually looking for. Experiences to bring them closer with their religion or spirituality. And it says where to put it. The interior decorator's little purple secret. Amethyst can uplift the vibe of any living space. And that's very true, because they have the big amethyst stones that I just would like to place all throughout my home, in any working or living space, in the office, if you own a storefront or something like that. It's beautiful, and it just brings that beautiful positive energy. And then it says when to use it. When it's time to give up the victim routine and start living the purpose. Hold on tight to the amethyst. Guys, I've never read this amethyst, and it says get drunk on your highest self. So when I talked about addictions and being addicted to things, let it go. There's a high in life that you can enjoy when you find your purpose and what you really love, Scorpio. And I know I'm into it and psychic, whatever you want to say, but it's crazy to me how it just says when it's time to give up the victim routine and start living with purpose. Hold on tight to an amethyst. I just talked to Scorpio about not going deep in a way that looks at what other people did to you, what everybody else did to you, but going deep in a way where you look at what you've done to everybody else and you take responsibility for that. So that's anything but a victim role. When you take responsibility, and that's what I deal with in my life. Sometimes I take more responsibility than I need to take, and I need to let other people take responsibility for their actions, because what you do is you enable people and you help them be narcissists or have an excuse to not be great, or an excuse to be an asshole. You know what I mean? So you don't want to take other people's responsibility. You just want to take responsibility and recognize what you did and the part you played and how you can make your own life better. And that's what you call somebody who is truly being introspective and going within. Not to just better themselves, but to make a better them to present to the world, because it makes the world a better place. So Scorpio, let me know what you're going through. Comment down below. I'm more than interested to hear how the reading resonated with you. And with love, guys, I'm out.